Hello all. So, we are chat gauntleting again. Ryan's going optimal stream. We're playing Zendikar Rising. It's the usual drill. We draft on the Heroku app site, and then we import our decks into Arena, and we give it a blast. So let's look at this hand. So, Cragplate Baloth is the rare, is a double pip green, and doesn't have trample, which really annoys me. So, what else do we have in the pack? Palaka Predation is a fine spell and is also a land. Spoils is nice in blue-white party, or if you can splash it in another party deck, but it's not an ideal first pick, I don't think. And I've had not great success with the Warriors deck, so Blade Master doesn't make life thrilling to me. In the rest of the pack, Rabid Bite, fine in green, Mind Drain, fine in rogues, Ambusher, fine in an aggro deck. I think I might just take Palaka Predation here. The entire deck is somewhat underwhelming. As a rule, I'd like to be in blue. Then I don't mind being in black. Then white, then red, then green, maybe? Black red's nice for party. Black blue's good for rogues. Black white's fine for clerics. I don't know. I'm just unconvinced by Cragplate Baloth as a rare. If it had trample, I'd be all over it. But it doesn't. And I think green's probably the weakest colour in the set. So starting with a double pip green card is kind of gross. So I will take Predation. And we'll go from there. And I was last to pick. Next up, Bala Ged Recovery is a fine double-face card. It's sadly in green, but you know, can live with that. Attended Healer in the Cleric's deck goes off like nobody's business. So I quite like the opportunity to take that early and see if I can get a Cleric's deck going, especially with a black pick first card, which is a bonus. I'd say it has the potential to do a lot more than Bala Ged. This pack's got more going on. Obviously, it's got the Pack Beast, which is every party type. It's got a Sky Dancer, which is nice in the Rogue deck. Colin is fine in the Kicker deck. Ambush is fine. You know, if Grim takes both ambushes out of the pack. Shepherd of Heroes is a nice cleric, but I think Attended Healer can do so much more. Between that and Stalker, really. If I wanted to be black-blue robes, I'd take Stalker. If I wanted to be black-white clerics, I'd take Healer. I just think Cleric does more. So I'm happy to take that there and see if any of this stuff wheels, which is nice. Shepherd, Binding, Pack Beast, fine, fine, fine. But Attended Healer does tons here, so I'm happy with that. Alright, next pick coming. And Ryan's about to get a look at what should be a fairly mediocre pack, pick 3. He might get the Baloth if no one else has picked it by now. So, Treachery is a fine double-face card. Lots of red and blue in this pack, and not a lot else, really. Gloom Hunter is a fine 2-drop, and the Kicker stuff is nice. 3/3 flying lifelink's not to be messed with. Sentinel really is only great in the Kicker deck, and it's fine elsewhere. I think for me it's between Songmad Treachery and maybe Sky Dancer, for example. Because I don't know what I want exactly. I haven't been picking blue and red cards and haven't seen a ton of stuff that would wheel that would fit nicely in the Wizards deck. Now, I might take Songmad Treachery here and just be not particularly happy about the entire pack. We haven't passed many red cards, so if some strong red cards start coming down the line, Treachery helps with that. And we could be red-black party more than we're going to be red-white warriors. But just in terms of power level, Treachery is fine. Nothing else sings out to me. Although Sky Dancer isn't a shabby rogue. We'll take Treachery. And we'll go from there. So another treachery. I'm not sure we want to, but the question is, what else do we want? There's virtually no meaningful black in the pack. The white stuff doesn't go with what we've currently picked. Tough. We haven't seen much equipment yet, so the Blade Master isn't doing a ton of work. Stomper doesn't do a great deal for us, although of course we're starting to pick up MDFC, so being able to pick them up's not shabby. I just don't think the deck needs two treacheries. One's a push. But Sneaking Guide's not much help unless we start seeing Electromancers and things that have 2 power that we want to push through to draw cards and stuff. And I think taking a Sneaking Guide over either of the uncommons isn't thrilling, and there's even commons that are better, like Stomper, Geyser Mage. We're passing a decent red-blue Wizards deck at the moment, with Umara Mystic having gone and probably both blue Mystics going to stick in the pack. So for now we'll take Treachery, because MDFCs do mean we can always splash a colour or splash the spell. It'll do. Pyroclastic Hellion isn't bad here, having picked up 2 MDFCs. Skeleton's not where we're at. Mindray's not where we're at. Second Stomper, we haven't picked up any green yet. Protector's not worth picking up a white card for. Second Gloom Hunter's fine. Drain's fine in the Rogues deck, but we've already sent 2 Sky Dancers and a Mind Drain along. So there's a Wizards and a Rogues deck we've been passing so far. But we'll take Hellion here in anticipation of picking up some MDFCs. And we'll wait to see what else transpires. I like that more than Gloom Hunt here, I think. So we'll take Hellion. But I'm not sure where this is heading. And since this draft has no direction, it's a good thing I picked beer for tonight. So we've got a Warrior and 3-drop, 2-drop even. Hellhound if we want to go down the landfall route. Wildfire. But we're not getting a lot of black. So here I guess it's between Wildfire, but we don't have any landfall payoffs, and Sellsword, I guess? I like Sellsword more than Hellhound, because Hellhound you're usually only playing once and then it dies. I'm not captivated by it. We'll take the 2-drop and not be particularly happy again about this pack in its entirety. But at least people have been smart enough not to pick base cam. That card is absolute garbage. So, Valakut Exploration is an interesting rare and kind of works in a funny way. But Spikefield Hazard is on colour for us, is another MDFC. It's sad to let Champion go by when we're starting to drift into white-red, but we'll take the MDFCs as long as they keep coming. I'm not convinced by Valakut Exploration, neither are the first 6 pickers, so we'll let that one go by. Relics of fine Manolith. Fireblade Charger looking for equipment, but again is pushing this red-white warrior thing. I'd say it's between Fireblade Charger and Molten Blast, and we'll probably see Molten Blast a lot more as the thing rolls on. So let's take Fireblade Charger. Now we're starting to think maybe we should take at least one of those white warrior uncommons. But such is life. We're drifting into a position where the most powerful cards we've picked up are red, so maybe red's our primary colour and we're hedging our bets. If that is the case, this is our wheel. No one took T-Peak Ambusher, so maybe the T-Peak Ambusher in the next pack hasn't been picked either. So why don't we take a 2-drop and entrench ourselves in red, and hope we pick up some removal later on. And there it is. So the question is, do we take second ambush or do we take the Molten Blast? I think if we're going to be in red, we're going to see plenty of removal later on. I'd rather get a critical mass of 2-drop creatures sooner rather than later, especially ones that have a mana sink ability, so we can make better use of them. So let's take that. Unfortunately, both core Blade Masters disappeared, so we might have a fight for equipment, as well as warriors generally, but maybe we'll only fight in white, and maybe we could drift down the red-black party route. Black was cut so hard for us from the right that, maybe no one a couple of seats down is in black, and we can snaffle it up in pack 2. So we're primarily red with a dash of black. So here we take Rage. Easy. So I would be fine with black being passed our way by Ryan and Grim and see if we can build up a bit of black-red party stuff going on. But I can live with red-white as well. I just think at the moment we're a bit on the low power side. The sneaking guide wield as well. So it looks like we're not fighting for a ton of red. And I'd rather take guide over utility knife because only charge is getting a payoff at the moment. Utility knife is one of the weaker equipments. Sneaking guide to push through Teach Peak to pump for lethal is fun. We'll take voice here, but probably won't run it. And, at least our last colour was pick was on colour. So what do we have here? Legion Angel likes a second Legion Angel. War Leader is definitely doing the sort of thing we're doing. Veteran Adventurer is fine, but War Leader, we've already got a few warriors. And while we don't necessarily want to fight for the warrior thing, we're not going to get a better chance. I think Legion Angel 4 for a 4/3 flyer is good, but only really when you get the second rare and you're basically playing an 8th card, and the chances of that happening in this pod are pretty slim. This is where it happens, and I'm jinxed. Tazim Raptor is fantastic here, but I think War Leader does more of what we're doing, so we'll take War Leader. I don't think Raptor or Legion Angel will wheel, so we'll just have to live with it. But we'll take War Leader here. With 4 warriors already, 5 including Kargan, but it's other. Yeah, 4 warriors that it targets. We've got time to make something, and here I am saying I've had no success with red-white warriors. Pack 1, pick 1. And I seem to be drifting that way. Let's see. Pick 2, the rare is very nice. Warguard synergizes, more importantly. But a rare MDFC in our colour I will take over Vanguard, and this might be where it's, the whole synergy over power thing. Spellcraft is nice too, given how little removal we have, but let's take Valakut. We're going to cut the black for now, but it is an MDFC, so we could bring in if we want to do some sort of weird splash. If we get a Zagras or something, then of course we're going to run it. Let's see how we get on. Didn't see a lot of white or much black being passed at the moment. We could end up in a mono-red world where we're just splashing for Kargan War Leader, possibly, but that seems... that's only happening if we're the only people in the pod who are red, and we've seen some Royal Eruptions by now if that was the case. So... So I think here, with so little white and red in the deck, Malakir Rebirth is fine as an MDSC, but Electromancer, obviously, we've got warriors up front, so we're always getting 2 mana when it drops. If we can get some cheeky clerics, especially some 2-drop clerics to go with the Tended Healer, Electromancer is too good a common to pass up here. So Electromancer it is, but it looks like we're going to end up fighting for red now, so we just have to work out second colour options. The deck needs... it's got a couple of 1-drops. The deck really needs removal and some top end here. Attended Healer's doing nothing right now. Doesn't have another cleric to target. So some top end and some removal is a must. We've got another Hellion, another Ambusher, Dauntless Unity. Well, the last Teach-Peak Ambusher's wheeled. So we'll take the Hellion here and see whether we can wheel the Teach-Peak Ambusher. Oh, of course, Sneaking Guide's a rogue, actually. So Electromancer may drop for 3. If we've got Sneaking Guide on the battlefield, Electromancer will be a 3 when it drops more often than not. But yeah, if we can wheel that Ambusher, that's good. Hellion's definitely worth picking up now because we've got 4 red MDFCs. And any of them would be fine to pick up and make use of later in the game. Treachery, of course, because it makes hell with combat maths. But Valakut's effectively a cantrip. Which we can jam lands on the bottom of our deck for if we want to. Spike Field is more likely to drop like a land, just because pinging doesn't do a great deal. So, here, I think over Mazer Links we'll take the Scavenge Blade, because we want to start equipping some warriors. We're not doing the landfall thing, so Lagak's not great. Outrider is fine, and is a warrior. But I think any amount of equipment... at the moment, only a Fireblade Charger likes equipment. Maybe it's time to take the Outrider. Yeah, we'll take the Outrider, and I don't know if we'll wheel the Scavenge Blade, but we're going to be the most likely deck looking for equipment, so we may get lucky. I like Outrider here because it might give something through +3/+3. And worst case scenario, +1/+1, but that sucks. We'd hope to get Healer, Electromancer, or Guide out. So we're up to about 12 creatures. We're still very light on removal given we're in red, which is a bit shameful. Even the bindings got taken, which I'm fairly low on. Also, I noticed we don't have a curve, we have a rectangle, which we've not quite filled. So we've got to do something about that. So we take Scorch Rider here as another warrior, over Lagak. Green is definitely underdrafted at the table. But it's a bit late for us to go red-green landfall. We've only really got a Hellhound, which is the weakest of the landfall cards. So looking for some decent 3-drops. A few more Electromancers would be lovely. And we have no Royal Eruptions and no Molten Blasts at the moment. Nor any Journeys to Oblivion, not even Bindings. So we are literally hoping to go aggro. So here I think we take Sajiri's Shelter over Teach-Peak Ambusher, and even over Resolute Strike because we have no equipment. Sajiri's a nice MDFC, giving something protection is 1-for-1 at least. Sometimes more if they're equipped. And we know that there's another Teach-Peak somewhere in the deck. So we'll take Sajiri's Shelter here. We're up to 5 MDFCs, so we can run 15 basic lands. I think here we take Synchronized Spellcraft because we're really getting to the point where no removal exists. And Swarm Shambler is not much of a rare. So Spellcraft here. So yeah, 15 lands. So we've got 5 more picks we can make. And only a couple of them need to be creatures. We need to get some removal and some 3-drops going on. Alright, so we got a Sneaking Guide. We might want a second one of those, especially now we've got Electromancer and Spellcraft going on and types become interesting. We've already got an order at range. We're probably not running 2 and the rest are off colour. So we'll take Sneaking Guide. We may have to cut one of them. Or we may even cut Hellhound because it's not got types. This is frustrating. We might take the Tuk Tuk Rubble Fort here because it gives stuff haste and our 3 slot's so bad. But we feel sick running a Rubble Fort. There's no way to live. But we're up to 14 creatures. What we really need is some removal. That's what this deck is painfully lacking. We're going to take Smite the Monstrous in Desperation over McKindy Ox. We hope not to run Smite the Monstrous again, because, you know, apart from landfall buffs and stuff, it doesn't target a lot. Ambush a Wheel, that's a delight. Very pleased about that. Another War Leader and some equipment wouldn't go amiss in pack 3. But we've still got a couple of clean picks before we fill up on land. A Hellhound isn't doing much of what we want. Maybe we'll take the Blight simply because that's more useful for others. And screw other people, right? And Hunger, which we're not running. So pack 3. Maul of the Skyclaves. I mean, if you're going to be rewarded, that's the way to do it. I think we take... Maul is such a bomb rare. I mean, this is a great pack for us, right? We've got Maul, Flingland, Party Minotaur, Barrage, Hellion, a piece of equipment, piece of removal and binding, and a Royal Eruption. And we're still taking Maul of the Skyclaves, because that thing is a stone cold bomb in this set. So Maul of the Skyclaves it is. That's an easy decision. And we're just praying one of those red things wheels. Any would do. But you can't pass Maul of the Skyclaves, especially not when it's your primary colour. Madness. That said, we're still angling for some removal. But that's definitely secondary to a rare on colour, which does a ton for your deck. We've still got room for a card before cuts, but on the chopping block is Rubble Fort. Attended Healer. Currently no other clerics, doing absolutely nothing. Shameful. But we need more creatures if we're doing that, because we're really only up to our creature threshold now. So, Spark Mage does some stuff. Vanguard is great in Warriors. Electromancer is fantastic. Kite Sail's equipment. I think we take Spark Mage here because we've ended up... I mean, yes, we have a critical mass of Warriors and Cargo War Leader is doing the Warrior thing, but we've also got Rogues and Wizards. Spark Mage is effectively a creature with a piece of removal attached, and we do need that. And if we cut Attended Healer, our 4 slot's looking a bit low. Although Electromancer does allow double spelling, and we want to get a lot of things down. Ugh. And Vanguard works well with Warriors, with whom we have 6 Warriors. So I can see the benefits to all of them. I am chagrined that I must choose between them. We've already seen one Vanguard pass and not come back. So I think we'll take the Vanguard here and we'll push on Warriors, even with the Sneaking Guides. And I expect to see the Spark Mage and the Electromancer snaffled up. Oh my goodness. Pick 3. So we're obviously splashing Zagras, with Rogues in the 1 slot, Warriors in the 2 slot, and a Wizard and a Cleric, which we might run. We have to splash Zagras here. We just have to. And we're hoping War Leader wheels, because no one else is in red-white specifically. So let's take Zagras, put in Predation, and we'll have to add some Swamps. Now some Cleansing Wildfires would have come in handy, wouldn't they? Oh well. Beggars can't be choosers. I said if we got it, we'd have it, so let's give it a blast. Kargan War Leader may have been the safe pick there, but no one ever had any fun living safely, did they? So we'll put Adept in now, boosting our types, getting some card draw. We'll cut the Rubble Fort. Yes, it gives the other person card draw as well, but we're looking for critical massive types now. So we've got 1-drop rogues, 2-drop warriors, 3-drop wizards, and then we have the attended healer, who we make up because we've got no other clerics going on. And yes, that means Zagras isn't a 2-mana 4/4 with flying, death touch, and haste, but it's still good enough. We may have to put in some more fixing if we see a wildfire. And we'd still like some removal better than Smite the Monstrous, but we are running out of time. So Fizzy Wizzy is a looter. Fireblade Charger. When we cast an instant sorcery or wizard spell. We at least have 2 wizards, some instants and sorceries. I feel like Rockslide Sorcerer is the pick here. We've got plenty of 2-drops, and our Fizzy Wizzes, we've got wizards in 3. And we don't want another outright. Yeah, we'll take Rockslide Sorcerer here, and we're cutting Attended Healer for the moment. With no other clerics going on. Oh, this deck might get there, but I think it's problematic. I guess it all depends. You get them all out early, you beat them over the head in the air, you get the Warriors and the War Leader early, you've got some strong creatures going fairly wide. Get Zagras out and everything kills everything. Oi. Pick 6, that's a pack full. So, Bugcatcher is nice. Blade Master is great for equipped creatures having double strike. If we get the Blade Master out with Maul, that's insane. It's I mean, Bugcatcher is such a nice common, especially with rogues and wizards in 2 and 3. The question is whether we lean into warriors and the Blade Master and see if we can bink some more equipment running up. I think it's between Bugcatcher and Blade Master. With Vanguard and with the fact that we're mostly doing warriors, we'll take Blade Master here. Although, Bugcatcher's just going to be snapped up by someone else. How annoying. Alright, we'll take Blade Master. I don't know if that's right. Bugcatcher may have been better. Yuck. So we're mostly red-white warriors with a splash of party. Because of that, we will take Paired Tactician, which should run up a bit, and it's good in our 3 slot. So now let's start looking at cuts. We'll cut Smite the Monstrous, we'll keep Spellcraft in. We might cut one of the Teach-Peak ambushes. We've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 warriors. An Electromancer Wield, which is nice. Which will take over Relic Vial, Cinderclasm. We're not going to splash feed. If we're aggro, which we are, I guess we want Electromancer to be able to spell more. Feed might be the better pick here if we're splashing Zagras, but I think we don't have time to durdle. So I might cut one rogue, especially as Zagras is a rogue too. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lands, so we can run 14/6. Minotaur Wield. And we've got more of the Skyclaves. I think we want Minotaur at the top end more than we want a Scavenge Blade or a second Pyroclastic Hellion. So let's take that. What do we now want to cut? We've got 2 cuts we need to make. Right, Rock Slide Sorcerer likes wizards, which we have 1, 2. Sorceries 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we've got lots of sorceries because of. I think we cut Inordinate Rage. How many creatures do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, another Electromancer. Great. So we probably cut Farside Adept here now. We've got plenty of wizards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We've got 19 creatures. This is starting to get silly. Right, we're going to cut Outrider because we've only got 1 rogue now. Whoop! That's not good. Well, that's 26 cards, so 14 lands gets us to 40. So, yeah. I don't know if we cut a Hellion, because we're not necessarily looking to pick up a ton of lands. Even picking up 1's a bonus. And we're hoping not to cast our top end for full price. What pick are we on? 26, 38. So there's only 4 more picks. Yeah, so we've ended up with Warriors with Party, which is the problem. But we've got enough Wizards in 3 that if we can drop the Rogue, Zagras and Shatterskull can come out cheaper. I don't know if we maybe remove Hellion, because we're not looking to pick up MDFCs, they're just nice to have as spells as well. And we press the party type. So yeah, it's not the best deck in the world. We'll see if it works. Hmm. The problem with running 14 lands, of course, is that you're running a lot of tap lands, which is not ideal. But I think we can get away with 14. We've got like it's just our curve is weird in the 4 slot, but then if we've got multiple 2-drops, which we do, so maybe we're going to cut the Hellions, not worry about picking up the lands, and just press hard on the party types. Maybe bring back in the Warriors and Wizards. Maybe the Ambusher, the Sneaking Guide for another rogue. Well, it looks like we're going to get back to drafting in a second here. Okay. Well, now we've talked about it, let's cut the Hellions for a lark and put in the Outrider. And there's a bloody Hellion, isn't there? Well, now we're splashing Zagras, we will pick Rebirth, because why the hell not? Let's get some more MDFCs that are on colour in. Let's just cram the deck full of those bad boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 creatures. Oof. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 warriors in the cheap slots. We'll cut Roiling Regrowth here, because that's the card we least want someone else to run. And we're at the point of not worrying too much about our deck. We'll run 14 lands, so this is our 40-card deck at the moment. Attended Healer never came off. We were lucky to get Zagras pack 3, pick 3, and we're definitely splashing for it. Fizzy Wizzy Wield. That's not a bad shout. That said, I'm not sure what we cut for it. Maybe Scorch Rider. We got plenty of warriors, and the Ox we're not running. So we have a single piece of removal in Synchronized Spellcraft, but we might get the Grand Slam on the damage. So let's up our plains to 5, drop the mountains to 7, and that gives us 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red sources, 4 black sources, and 6 white sources. So we need to go 6, 7, 6, 6 even. Plains, mountains. I mean, sure. Shall we do this? Let's do this. Let's just import it to Arena and see what things look like. So it says we've got a curve of 3, 17 creatures, which I guess if we want to be an aggressive deck is fine. We've got some top end. The splash is risky but hopeful, and we've got 4 sources for it, which is more than enough. The War Leader likes warriors, and there are 9 of those in the deck, so why the hell not? Rockslide Sorcerer likes instants, wizards, and sorcerers, and we've got 5, 8, 13 of those, including the MDFCs. You know what? And we've got them all. You know, it's more than I could hope for. So let's run it. I think this is my 5th go around. Oh, no, it's my 6th go around, apparently. I think I've only beaten Ron once, so I must be 1 and 4 against him. Ugh. Yeah, oh well. That's fun. Okay. I will record again once it's my turn to play. Thank you for watching. Let me know if the draft was navigated poorly or not. I'm always open to suggestion. And I'll see you later on.